So I've got an example here for us to look at of finding the greatest common factor of three monomials. Now, I've already done several examples of doing this with two, and the nice thing about doing this with three or more is that there is really nothing new going on here. We're going to use the exact same sequence of steps. We're just going to build our lists off of the three terms and the three monomials instead of the two that we've been looking at so far. All right, so step number one, I need to find the greatest common factor of the coefficients. That's the 6, the 3, and the 18. Right, and if I do that, the biggest number that goes into all three of them is going to be 3. I've got that find the prime factorization step here, remember, because I'm always kind of equating this back to the process for finding the greatest common factor of numbers, which does have that prime factorization step in it. But the nice thing about doing this with monomials, they are essentially already in that prime factorization sort of form, right? Because I'm looking at the first one here, the 6ab squared c to the fifth. The factors are a, b squared, and c to the fifth, and of course along with the coefficient, the 6. So we really can kind of skip over this step and go right to the next one. So step number 2, I'm going to list the factors that all three terms have in common. Now all three of them have an a, so that makes the list. Only 2 of them have a b, so a b doesn't. And they all have a c, so that's going to make the list. Now for the third step, I'm going to find the smallest exponent across all three of these terms for each of those variables. All three, there's an a to the fourth, and an a. So the smallest exponent on the a's is a 1. So I'm going to stick with just a. And with the c's, well, they're all c to the fifth. There's a tie. Right? So since there's a tie, I'm going to use c to the fifth for this step. And then we're ready to get the final answer. I'm going to take the greatest common factor I found of the coefficients up in step 0. I'm going to multiply that by the things that I came up with in step 3. And I get the final answer, 3ac to the fifth. So if you'd like to see the full context, the link down below will take you to the lecture on finding the greatest common factors, where I really do a comparison of the method for monomials with the method for doing this with numbers. And of course, if you like this video, please don't forget to click on the like button down below as well.